this healthcare cooperation in this sector. Joining me on the broadcast is Foreign Affairs expert Manan Dwivedi. Thank you, Mr. Dwivedi, for joining us. Appreciate your time. I would like to understand that one of the biggest issues that the Taliban seems to have come to India with is the rising of the diplomatic ties between both the countries. Do you see that happening? Also, recognition of the Taliban government may be on the agenda of the Taliban. However, Indian government does not seem too keen on it.
I personally feel that as an analyst of international relations and a student of IR, that I think this particular visit, which is being done up by the Taliban in India, it could have come much earlier. As a citizen of the country, as an observer of the diplomatic exchanges between India and Afghanistan, I personally feel that Pakistan and China, they were able to steal the show. What I mean by Pakistan is that Pakistan's foreign policy intent has always been that India should not be able to have anything, any sort of a strategic depth in Afghanistan, because if India becomes more than hanky-dory with Kabul, weighing aside, the extremists or the hardcore agenda of the Taliban, then India might be able to score in the realm of connectivity, infrastructure development, and India might be able to get a space even in Central Asia and West Asia and South Asia as a kind of an ideal conflict resolution country, as a nation which resolves conflict. And here I remember this particular statement from the White House in 2021, when the Americans left Kabul in a hurry, leading to a chaotic and anarchic situation in Kabul. At that point of time, the Americans really exhorted the Indian ministry and even Subramaniam Shankar Sahab was invited to Qatar in Doha, so that India could also have a voice as far as the conflict resolution modicum and as far as negotiations and ushering in peace and diplomacy in Afghanistan is concerned.
Absolutely.
I personally feel that way. Now, I would just like to complete and contend here that India has been culturally and historically linked with Afghanistan, and one of the grouses that Afghanistan might have, which Hamid Karzai came out with in 2006 while he was hanky-dory with the Raisina Hill, was this particular theme that Afghanistan is the twilight zone and the sovereignty and stability iota was very much absent, and he actually warned countries like America and Pakistan from turning Afghanistan into a playing field for the great powers. So that kind of a thing has always been a kind of a grouse that Afghanistani leaders might have, and India can play a bigger role as far as the stabilization and reconstruction of Kabul and Afghanistan is concerned. And I think China invited the Talibani delegation way back in 2021 and stole a march over us, but we surely were also very much reticent and taciturn, that because the kind of image or the visage, the negativity that one associates with Taliban or other extremist organizations, because of that, maybe the Raisina Hill did not take a step when the Chinese did. But I think India can utilize in a bland, realistic manner that we can balance out Pakistan by really looking into the conflict where the Afghanis and Pakis, they are also embroiled in a border conflict, not a war, but a border misunderstanding, taking us back to the Durand line, where the Afghanis also say, just like the Chinese tell India, that the Afghanis said they were not present and they were not party to the treaty. The Britishers were there and other countries were there. The British colonial rule was there, so they have nothing doing. They have no axe to grind. as far as the Durand line conflict is concerned. And I think this kind of a confusion, strategic confusion, presents India with a golden opportunity to make our positive and reconstructive inroads into Afghanistan. And gone are the days when Jaswant Singh visited Kandahar in 1998. He wrote in his book Defending India, wherein he said, wherein Mr. Kaju, the Indian ambassador, was also there, and Jaswant Singh ji himself traveled in a plane, and they were surprised and they were laughing it off that, you know, this person comes to us on the Kabul airport as a kind of a minister in the government of Kabul, in the Taliban government. But, you know, are we dealing with these people belonging to a different veneer? Something which is very unofficial, something which is very down to earth, or are these the real ministers and the officialdom of Taliban?
Right.
So I personally feel that kind of
Right.
and we are
Mr.
going
Dwivedi,
ahead.
Mr. Dwivedi, I'd like you to stay on with us. We have some more inputs